Alright. Last night after midnight, I think we had 5 people murdered. Alright, one of the murders was Frederick. It happened around 55th Street. I don't have the numbers. It just happened, so I don't have all the numbers. But I knew that he lived on 68th and Ada. That's village 3651 or 3652 over there. And so I just left that block. I went on the block. All the guys was on the porch. Tons of people inside. And I met the family. Keep this in mind. That was a rough thing to do, to walk on the porch full of young guys who are hurting because their loved one was just murdered less than 8 hours ago. Real tough thing to do. And when I walked up there, it could have got ugly because they hurt and they angry right now. They didn't want to have nothing to say or do with me. But God worked that out as I knew he would, and we won them over. I have 4 names and addresses of people, the sisters there, and we're going to do a video this week and talk about how we can come together to help that family out. He has a 1-year-old daughter and a 6-month-old boy, and I told them in a nutshell, we want to make sure that we, after we get past the funeral and the repast, that we put together some scholarship to make sure that these 2 children can go to college. And that all the family members, a lot of family members, when they party and have fun, that we make sure that we put money into this scholarship fund to help the family out. I want to do that with all families. Is think long term. Let's stop giving these other people our money for teddy bears and liquor, and start putting money into scholarship funds, trust funds, and things of that nature. So that's that case. Even though they didn't want to talk to me at first, I just had 4 phone calls from them. That's on that end. Last night we was on the west side, prayer vigil, 60 people out there, same thing, young people out there, older people out there, talking to them about how we have to come together to solve our problems. That sister that we met out there, she's going to become the governor of that zip code. She's coming out South Thursday to meet with us. So that was that violent case that happened out there where they killed that young man. Switch gears here to politics. Now, while I'm dealing with that issue with the murders and the violence in the neighborhood, our district leader, Asia, told me about an abandoned building, probably a 10-unit abandoned building. Little kids walking past this abandoned building every day going to school. She's reached out to the Alderman 311, no action. We're going to do a YouTube video Monday, Safety Day, and we're going to put the city and everyone on blast. I asked Asia to reach out to Andre DePetty and ask him to be out there with us to talk about how we need to secure this building to prevent someone being raped in there. That's on Safety Day. This is the election code. I want to update you guys. How many minutes we got? I'm switching gears. I want to talk about where we stand. This is week 46, November 15th. Andre DePetty, Yvette Williams, ex-felon alderman, 15th Ward, Virgil Jones, and a guy named Donald Tucker all have challenged my petitions, our petitions, to run as the next state representative, 32nd District. And I just want to walk you through this process so you can kind of know what happens. But they send a certified mail, the State Board of Elections, and they send you your court papers in essence. This is how big this document is. This is 1 court challenge. This is the 2nd court challenge. And this is the 3rd court challenge. I want to make sure that you zoom in so people can see. This is Yvette Williams and Virgil Jones, the ex-felon alderman who I care for, but I think now I'm changing my perspective on him, objecting to my petitions. Right here, this is Andre DePetty. This is Andre DePetty. That's the incumbent. We pay him his salary right now, and I want you just to see something that he prays that the candidate petition for nomination for the office of the 32nd District be invalidated and his name stricken from the official ballot. He's praying that that happens. And then his buddy, his friend named Donald Tucker is doing the same thing to object to me. So coming back to me, I want you guys to recognize something. This is part of the dirty politics in Chicago, where they drag you out in court and try to keep you, delay tactics to keep you off the ballot. So here's what our plan is and what we're going to do. Monday, which is November 16th, 6 o'clock, we're going to go down there. I'm going to be down there at 10 o'clock to file an appearance. That's what has to happen tomorrow. We filed this appearance just to say that we did receive these. We acknowledging their objections, and we're ready to play. And from that appearance, I should be out of there in 1 hour, and they'll let us know the next step. The next step is for us to have a date scheduled. And when they schedule a date, that's when I'm gonna need our team to come together, unlike anything we've done before. Just so you guys know, here's the petitions that we filed. This is Andre Tepetti's petitions. This is our petitions, and this is Bobby Joe Johnson petitions. And inside, you just have every single signature that the candidate filed. I won't go into the fraud that I believe already occurred. I won't go into that. But looking at our signatures that we have here, what they've done is they've gone in there and they have highlighted each one of our signatures, and they highlighted what's wrong. Now I want you guys to pay attention to this. This is an objection sheet. It says on here, the signer not registered at the address shown. And they're saying all of these numbered signatures are invalid, 18 of them. B is signer signature not genuine, meaning someone made it up. And they're saying 3 of those are fraudulent. The signer resides outside the district. They're saying 4 of them is guilty in that regard. Signer address missing, incomplete. Signer signed petition more than once. So these are the charges, and it goes through. They challenge every single page, every single page. So I had to go through here and count how many charges for each one of those. 7 charges for the bad address. 18 charges bad address. So when you're getting signatures, this is the game that's played out there. And what they do, they challenge everything just to drag you out in court. This is just one case that I had to deal with, case number at the end, 22. And then we had a second one. So we're going to play this game with them. What I want to point out to everyone here, the sad part about this, while it's taking all this time for me to deal with this, it's taking me away from helping Frederick and his family out. It's taking me away from being out there on the blocks, really adding value and organizing us and getting people in position to help change the neighborhood, because we got to play this game with someone we're paying right now. And Tepetti has a lot of people. His mother, she signed many, excuse me you guys, I'm going to get that later. His mother was a former judge, retired judge. She signed many of his signatures as well. And just so you guys know, the next step, when we fight this, if we lose with the State Board of Election and they attempt to take our name out the ballot, our next step is to file our objection with the circuit court and let the circuit court deal with what the State Board of Elections ruled in favor of Tepetti. Here's the problem with that. His mother is a former judge. I'm sure she has relationships and contacts with other judges at the circuit court. So that's going to be pretty difficult for us if she can make phone calls and try and sway them that way. When we sign for these judges, when petitions go around and we sign for judges, this is how it get politicized. Because if you sign for a judge that's friends of Tepetti, they're going to side with the objection to kick me out the ballot to take care of their friend. So it's very political, even in the judge ranks, you guys. And if we lose at that, then we can go to the Court of Appeals. If we lose with the Court of Appeals, then we can go to the Illinois Supreme Court. That takes so long that by January, they would have already printed Tepetti's name on the ballot sheet, because we'll still be drugged out in court. So that's just a game that's played, you guys. We have to do this whole education piece so that people will learn this process. We can stop putting judges in there who are friends and buddies and who's going to do the behind the scenes stuff to kick people off the ballot. And I think that's the rundown. How many minutes I have left?
About it.
All right, last thing, postage stamps. These are 3 different people who sent in their 5 postage stamps. Remember, I'm the postage stamp candidate. I need these stamps. When you send us the stamps, you're doing a lot of things to help us. Number 1, 5 stamps is really $2.20 donation, and it's going to allow us to reach 5 new people. It's going to allow us to have someone volunteer and mail information out to their neighbor so they can get to know each other back whatever blocks they live on. And we're going to be targeting the blocks that Tepetti, people who signed for Andre Tepetti, we're going to be targeting mailing to them so that they can learn about our vision on changing the neighborhood. We won over one person today. I was on Tepetti's block on 69th, one block up from him on 69th in Michigan, and we won over 2 people who originally was on his side. They love the village concept. They love the fact of us getting 17-year-olds educated, so as soon as they turn 18, they get registered to vote and get active. They love the fact that I'm a youthful organizer, and so we're going to use that to our advantage. Going wherever people sign for him, we're going to go there and introduce them an option and a choice in me. Tuesday, February 2nd is the election. Vote for Syron Smith. Thank you.